Hi guys, my name is Lindy and today I am finally doing my March wrap-up. The first book I read this month was Go Tell It on the Mountain by James Baldwin. This book follows the story of a young man, John, who is struggling with his identity and the identity that is expected of him through his family and his church members at the age of 14. It's a brilliant book because Baldwin is just so subtle, but his message is very clear and powerful at the same time. He's a great observer of life. You really can understand these characters in a way that a lot of books you can't. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars and I really loved it. The next book I read this month was All Joy and No Fun by Jennifer Senior. Jennifer Senior is a journalist. She also majored with an anthropology degree, the study of people. So she combined both of these loves. She was an anthropologist in studying the lives of parents with children at different stages, and she wrote with anecdotes and studies about the effects that children have on parents. Usually books like these are parenting books on the effects that parents have on children, but this was really nice because it gives us a perspective into ourselves as adults who are going to have children or who may already have children. I thought it was brilliant, interesting, insightful, really well done. I loved this book, and I think anybody who is ever contemplating becoming a parent should read this, or who is a parent should read this, because it takes some of the pressure off, and I think that's really important for parents today. The third book I read this month was The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. I was first introduced to this book in high school, my junior year, for our AP Lit class. The teacher had the whole class get split up into groups and read 3 or 4 books. I was really interested in this one, and I thought that I would really love it, but I ended up getting put in the 1984 book group, and I'm really happy that I was, and I think I would love it again as an adult. But that book gives me a lot of insight as well as just like connections. I'm so happy I didn't get stuck with this book, because this book for me didn't do anything. It just fell flat in a lot of places. It wasn't the worst book in the world, but I rated it 2 out of 5 stars because I personally wouldn't recommend this book to anybody. But if you're somebody with autism and you struggle to find books that highlight a character with autism as the main person who's also telling the story, then you might actually enjoy this book. However, I've heard from people who do have autism and read this and still didn't enjoy it, so I don't know. I think that the author was going somewhere. He was going somewhere, but he just didn't deliver. And then finally, I just subconsciously saved the best for last, I guess, and I read The Art of Racing in the Rain by Garth Stein, and this book was so awesome. I had started to begin to fear that I didn't really enjoy reading fiction anymore, that maybe I had grown out of it, which was really sad for me, because in high school and especially in middle school, fiction was all I read. I read a lot of historical fiction and I loved it, and I got so much from it, and I really appreciated the art form. And then just the books that I've been reading lately as an adult for fiction, even if they're adult fiction books, the writing just like throws me off, or they'll just use tropes for characters and nothing's really in depth or like well done, I guess. So I just thought maybe I don't like fiction anymore. But this book totally proved that wrong, and I'm so grateful. I had a friend recommend this book to me, and they said, "You're gonna cry the whole way through." And I cried the whole way through. It was so beautiful. It follows a dog named Enzo who explains in a very simplistic and beautiful way the story of his owner, his master. And Denny is a race car driver who Enzo obviously loves. So Enzo really loves racing because Denny loves it, and he's semi-professional, he's really talented. So the whole book is littered with life lessons that have to do with racing metaphors, and it's just so well done. And somebody who was never interested in racing before, like me, I just never had been, it made me really appreciate it, and it made me actually like want to watch racing. But it was so well done. So if fiction is done right, I guess I really love it. And it wasn't even that it had to be like this super crazy whatever talented writer, although I think that he's great, but Garth Stein just knew that the story is the best part of a book, a movie, any medium. It's the story that we crave, and it's the story that we love, and he delivered. He gave such a beautiful, beautiful story. So I'm so happy that I read this. I don't have a review on this book yet, but on all of the other 3 books I do have a review. So if you'd like to learn a little bit more about them or my ideas on them, then you can just go check it out. I'll put the link in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for taking your time to watch me. Have a great day. Bye.